like this. They said, what is Unite the People saying? Does anyone have an answer to that question? Because I haven't seen shit. They said 11:45 and they bounced. Can I tell y'all something? Oh, let me take a deep breath, bitch. They said, please take a deep breath. Unite the People. After everything, and I'm so glad I keep y'all in the loop. In times like this, I am so glad I keep y'all in the motherfucking loop of everything. So that nothing is a surprise when it happens. You guys, Unite the People has basically thrown their hands up and said, we can't fight this for you. I shit you not. Unite the People went online. You saw the public declaration that they were going to represent me and do their shit. Bitch, and here we go with their nonsense. Because it ain't even a because. Bitch, 1 + 1 is 2. So guess what I have to do now? Guess what I have to do? After we've already paid this lawyer 20,000. I'm talking about the mob. After the mob has paid this lawyer 25, not 25, 20K down in Florida. Use our campaign money for this person. I don't have a fucking lawyer. I have to now, in the middle of a federal case, go find representation. There was shit due this week. And all kind of shit. I told you my nose was kind of stuffy. Excuse me. So I've been sitting up calling Caesar, texting him, all this shit. Like, hello, what's going on? Da da da. And then today, oh, well, I say, excuse me? I ain't talked to Caesar yet. Mind you, I have not talked to Caesar yet. I called him today. He did not answer the phone, nor did he return my call. Okay? And there's no question about what was supposed to happen because it was public. And that message that that troll said was written was absolutely real. It was not fake. Unite the People did send that message to that person. So imagine the people that's supposed to represent you having that type of dialogue with anybody trying to save their own ass. Supposed to be looking out for you, telling you, no, we got you, we got you, we got you. We're going to find you more representation. Hold on, hold on, hold on. We got you. While still doing all, whatever the fuck they got going on. And then, child, you get told, you know what? It's too much. Basically, good luck. It's too much for us. We can't handle it. Literally. So, yeah. And I see people saying, well, you could do it. This is a federal case where things have to be filed. Now, you could be an intelligent person, but I have never set up and gave myself so much credit that I think I'm on par with people who went to law school. And that's the most plain way that I could say it. There's here and pump myself up so much that that ain't nothing. I can no. Come on now. I'm going outside because I don't even know where my charger is. I'm finna go on my car charger. I don't. My phone on too. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let me plug this phone in. I don't know where my charger at. Okay, boom. So, I actually was very, very upset today for obvious reasons, and I had to go lay myself down. I had to go and lay myself down because I'm sitting up here like, wait, what? And then I already know that if I say something, it's gonna get misconstrued and turned into a she don't fuck with him, or maybe it'll be a they don't fuck with her. Like it just whoever they run with whatever narrative, and it becomes a thing. So you're in that position where it's like, do I say something? But there's never a time where I feel like I ain't gonna fuck with y'all because it is what it is, and it's gonna come out anyway. Today, which is Friday, the judge gonna decide what they gonna do. So, Unite the People already filed their shit. Will it be made public? That's up to the judge. So you may or may not see the withdrawal papers. The withdrawal papers echo the other sentiments, basically, about money and not being able to find a lawyer in Florida. The judge might say, well, the Unite the People is in California, so they can't file anything in Florida. So the judge might say, well, this California could stay on until this date. And maybe the nigga could stay, or da 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 da, who knows. But you need a Florida lawyer. You have to have someone in Florida to file these things and to fight for you, because this is where this case is, in Florida. So it's just a really, really upsetting thing, because when this case started, it was federal. When this case started, it was in Florida. And there was a public declaration that you're going to be taken care of. It's going to be pro bono. We're going to handle not only you, they offered to take care of anybody. Thank God nobody else got sued, because they promised to take care of anyone who was challenged by that side. Anyone. And then got online at a press conference and gave their number out again. And I'm sitting up here frustrated leading up to this shit, and everybody looking at me like I'm crazy. But thank God that y'all have been on this journey and I've been open with y'all. Because if I would have popped up one day like, child, y'all would have been like, girl, what? Like, so to get to this point where to 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 be at this point, child, I'm just disgusted. I'm just disgusted. Literally. I just can't say it enough. And it's this shit like this that will prevent the next black woman from standing for a black man. This is repulsive. This is absolutely repulsive. And if all this stuff wasn't even done, like in the system, like I wouldn't even bring it up to you, because these people still associated with Daystar, and I want the best for him. So it's difficult to you know what I'm saying? But shit just is what it is. So the only person that's gonna get taken care of is the one with $1 million. Because if what's actually getting done, I'm confused. I'm confused. So the black and white is you saw the very public declaration that they were going to take care of this. Right. And now that this has come to pass and we're literally in the thick of it, these people have literally abandoned me. Literally. I have no representation. I'm supposed to have a deposition in 2 weeks, and I don't have a lawyer. Now, this may be postponed. Okay. But at the end of the day, right now, I don't have representation. And do you think that that's going to be used against me? If you have 8 representatives, which in this case, Megan has 8 lawyers against me, 8. If you have 8 lawyers doing their thing, and then the person you come up against don't even have a lawyer right now, what type of shit you probably trying to pull? 8. You heard the number I said, 8. 8 in millions of dollars. So if you have all of this going on and you get left in the thick of child, how would you feel? And do you think that they would do anything to try to undercut me in this moment where you don't have somebody knowing in that position? I would, just to be honest with you. That's what I would do. You don't know what the fuck going on in this capacity. Da da da. So I will leave that right there. I will leave that right there. They said that's crazy how you not the people really believe that stranger. That's crazy to me. It's not even about believing a stranger. I think this was always gonna happen. Because when I'm gonna put it to you like this, and now I'm gonna say it because I'm being accused of things, okay? The money that I spent is very black and white, and it's very easy to boom, boom, bam, there you go right there. But what was I about to say? Right. I think that this was always a thing because if I paid up the past due balance to the lawyer, by the time I paid him up, if you don't have no money for him, you wasn't trying to get no money for him. You understand what I'm saying? If there was ever going to be any type of effort put into paying him, by the time I paid him up, you would have had something to give him. The man never got another penny after what the mob raised and what I sent to him directly. So if that's the case, then you been had this on your mind because you never gave that man another dime. I paid that man back in April. He racked up a bill for March, April, and then we was going into May. And that was back up to about 18K. He was like, nah, we're not doing this again. Literally. They said, why did you even have to pay the lawyer? Because they wasn't paying him. That's simple math. Back in February, the lawyer threatened to leave the case if he didn't get 18. He said if he didn't get, it was like 17K. Then when he did his math, he said it's 18.6. If I don't get 18.6 in this amount of days, I'm leaving. Literally, that's what he said. I was very transparent with y'all. I said, y'all, the lawyer gonna leave if he don't get this money. We need to raise this amount of money. We raised that amount of money, and then I paid the man $18,600. I paid him $2,500 more dollars for a deposition he wanted to schedule, and then he wanted $2,500 more dollars for another deposition he wanted to schedule. Okay. By the time I didn't pay the man off, the man looking for his other money from the month of March, April, and now May. He said, if I don't get this money, and if Caesar do not talk to me and clear this shit up by a particular date, I'm leaving. He said, y'all got 2 weeks. He sends this out, was it May 1st? I believe it was like May 1st. Or like right before May 1st, around this time. He was like, child, y'all got 2 weeks or I am out. That nigga withdrew, didn't he? Okay, there you go. And if the man was being paid, I would not have all the receipts I have. And I wouldn't have had to start a GoFundMe in the first place. I'm calling Caesar, he's not answering. The lawyer's calling Caesar, he's not answering. And I think that what happened was, this was always what they was going to do. It is not lost on me that this is tied to a very high profile situation. So it was okay for me to get the transcripts and read them and bring Caesar up and do all of that. But now that there's an actual issue where actual help is needed, niggas is looking crazy. Okay. So I feel like this was always gonna happen. And then I think that by the time this DM comes out, I think that Caesar had got in. I think he had put himself in a bad spot, pretty much. So I think it was much easier to, let me just back up now. Because the truth of the matter is, he had no business writing what he wrote to that person. That was a breach. And then here we are on the other side with da-da-da. So I think all in all, it was like, child, let me back up before it get too sticky. And then let's just throw it off on we can't find no representation. How you can't find no representation and that man been threatening to leave since February? Why you ain't been looking since February? At the very least, why you haven't been looking the last 2 weeks? But you hosting press conferences, not answering the phone, and sitting up chasing behind the Daystar shit. That's important, but all of your clients should be a priority. So Daystar is not more important than anybody else, is how I feel about it. So I understand why the stuff is happening with Daystar. I get that. But you're in the DMs responding to people being messy and you're not answering your clients' calls. That's problematic to me. Like, hello? Even up until this point right now, I have not heard from Caesar. But you want to know what Caesar texted me back the other day? When I called him and then I texted him and said, you didn't answer. I called you. He said he figured wasn't no point in calling me if he didn't have an update. That's what he said. And then he was going to keep looking and trying to figure out things. And I'm just looking at my phone like, what? And the next thing I know, you know what? We can't do it. Excuse me? And all of this is after being guaranteed that this will be taken care of. Okay. Mm-hmm. They said, look back. Didn't nobody know about UCP? And then they still got linked with them. And then we'll do it. Somebody said, can you sue them? Yeah, most likely. I guess. He, first of all, a mess. But at the end of the day, I just wanted y'all to know that fact. And just basically let y'all know that. Then when I tell you it's too much going on for me to even focus on, well, what do I do to get into what they've done. I don't even have time for that right now. That'll be something I have to get back to. But um, like I said, that's the situation at hand, and that's just all I'll say at this point. But I'm not gonna get up here and give a soundbite basically and do the rah rah shit. And so between me and you and all the ops listening and recording, I have not liked the way things have been going. I've been very vocal about that. And damn sure don't like the way that they left it. At all. And the way that I've been mishandled has everything to do with my frustrations, even up to this point. So you hear me hooping and hollering, and you hear me saying I feel like niggas ain't doing enough. You hear me asking questions like, nigga, where the fuck is anybody at? This is why. So guess what? Milagro hasn't crashed out yet. Because another bitch would have been melted. Another bitch would have got up here and let loose. But I went to sleep. I prayed and I went to sleep.
Someone once told me the grass is much greener on the other side.